Okay, so this morning, Joyce and Cindy and I were talking about just connections and connecting with your team other than like Plexus. You know what I'm saying? Like really connecting with them, like thanking them for being a active, person on your team who purchases every month, or thanking them for trusting you with their health journey, or whatever your connection way is. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight, is just brainstorming ideas like as a team, to come up with ways that we can all like focus on like duplicating those things. Because I've found, and it's not like you all, like I'm not pointing fingers at all, but like I'm just finding that I have a lot of people who have started, they've added people, but then they no longer work the business. And then those people aren't getting like loved on, and those people aren't getting checked in with, and I just want to make sure that we have like a system that we go back and we make sure everybody in our back office at some point is getting touched. You know what I'm saying? They're getting connected with, or getting checked in with. I just talked to a lady today who responded to my project broadcast message. She was like, "Can you help me with something?" And I was like, "Of course, what's up?" And she's like, "I have 2 months worth of orders that I've not even opened. They're still in the box." And I'm just like, how does this happen? Right? Like, how does this happen? And so it's just not an active person is what's happening. They don't see that person actively posting. They don't see that person like in their messages or checking in with them or whatever it may be. And again, this isn't like you all. I'm just saying like people that we sign up that may go silver or whatever, and then they quit working, and then their people are just left hanging there. Um, and so I don't know if you guys are seeing that too. Does anybody else see that in their teams? I know Cindy said she's like, I'm kind of doing everything on my, it's me.
Same here. I'm like Cindy. Me and Cindy are,
Right,
well, Heather. I have Heather, but it's just
right.
usually me and Heather. Yeah.
Yeah. Is anybody else kind of seeing that issue? Like you have somebody who like adds a few people and then they fall off, and then their team is just kind of like there.
I mean, I have it too. That's why, like, when Meredith went to sign somebody, I went to her and said, if you're not going to take care of her, I'm signing her because I'm not doing the work and you getting the payment for it.
Right, right.
So, I mean, in the beginning, it wasn't like that. We were just signing whoever under whoever, but we're pretty getting to that point that I'm like, if we're doing the check-ins like Cindy, I mean, she has nobody. Every now and then she might have one of her people that checks in with everybody one day, but I mean, it's not fair to Cindy, and I try to help her, but then I'm like, I message her, I'm like, I'm sorry if I screwed up your spreadsheet, because I know she's like the most organized person ever. And I'm like, you probably were going to check on these people, but I mean, I don't know how to help her with all her people when she has nobody. So,
right. And I think that's kind of where I'm at, because it's not, and I'm not like, I don't feel like I step on toes because it's my team too, but it's almost like I don't want to go to the same people that you guys are going to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what I want to happen. I want them to maybe be touched by Cindy at the beginning of the month and then Lisa at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? Like some kind of system maybe that we can come up with as a team. That way everybody is getting connected with at some point.
I feel like our chats are pretty good. Like, I'll check in on Cindy's people because some of her people won't respond to her.
Right.
And then I'll ask a question, they'll respond, and then Amanda will say, "Oh, well, that's great." You know what I mean? Like that way they're getting all of us.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And see,
and
like,
I have people that I'll go to Amanda and say, "Can you please ask her this?" Because she just reads mine. She never responds. And then she like opens up to Amanda, and I'm like, "What the crap?" Like, you do know I'm reading everything you're putting in the chat.
No. I have people that do that to me too. Like Andrea can get people to respond that I haven't gotten to respond in months. And I think that's like the beauty of this too, is sometimes people, I feel like they can open up and connect with people maybe they're not so close to, just like us. It's hard when we like ask our best friends to share, but then like Andrea can come in and ask my best friend because that's not her best friend. She
Mhm.
doesn't have that personal relationship with him. That makes it easier.
That emotional connection, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We put so much emotion on it, I think.
I think so too. And I think a lot of our friends are afraid to let us down. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want us to be upset with them. And so I feel like that has a big part of this. But so I was just like today, I was talking so Project Broadcast is not very expensive. And it's very simple to use. But those of you that don't have a big back office, you can go through and write down phone numbers and send out text messages pretty quickly. I do find that the Project Broadcast and text messages get a lot more responses than the Facebook messages do. Like I probably went through like 60 some messages today on Project Broadcast, and I just sent them out. I think I said levels 1 through 4. And yeah, it was like 2,000 and some people, but I felt like getting 60 to 70 responses was pretty good. So, and a lot of them were no, a lot of them were stop, lose it. And I was like, okay, what do you want me to lose? So, but it just helps you weed out the people who really want to be here and who don't. So I don't get upset at all when I see those messages. I'm like, okay, bye, Felicia, like clear it out. And so, because I feel like then the next one I send is more the target audience who wants to be here, who wants to get the specials and the information. But anyways, I was talking about sending a message at the beginning of the month, like going through our levels ones and maybe adopted level ones and just thanking them for their order. Like it wouldn't take that much work to go through your back office and just send a thank you. Like, I appreciate your order, you supporting my business, and just making that touch, that connection with them. Because I know I love when like I order from like Etsy or something and somebody sends me a handwritten card and they're like, thank you. And here's a free sticker for supporting my Etsy shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if we really like love on our people and really treat this like a business, like it will really like come back tenfold to us. So like thoughts on that? Does that like get anybody else's wheels spinning?
When you said sticker, I think that's a good idea, or a sticker or a little pin that says anything small like that. I think that would be a good idea. I was there for a month or so. I was like, when someone would place an order, I'd message them and just say, thank you for your order. Do you need help with anything?
Mhm.
But I didn't know if I should do that every month because they'd be like, well, crap, here she is again. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe
So-
get a conversation going with them,
Yeah.
So Cindy always makes up like every holiday, anything that's going on, she always makes up a graphic and sends it to every one of her people.
Yeah.
Like 4th of July, she put me and Amanda, like she messages and was like, send me something with you in red, you in blue. And then she makes this graphic and sends it just so that like they're putting a face to us.
Right.
Like the people that we didn't know, she's signed
Right.
people that she doesn't even know.
Right.
And I felt like that's like that special touch that, I thank people, but I don't send them graphics like Cindy. I'm not Cindy.
Right.
But I mean, everybody always responds back like, thank you, Merry Christmas to you. You know what I mean? It's just like, even if you're not ordering, Cindy still sends you a graphic that says Merry Christmas.
Right. Right. And I think that's like whatever your personal touch is, and I think that is, I've seen some of hers and I know like her birthday message and things like that. And I think all of that is fantastic. I'm just really concerned, I say, about the people that may just be like ordering every month and they're just there,
And I think even me, sometimes I forget about them too. You know what I mean? So I think if we had some kind of, for lack of a better word, system to do that, because I know I have one girl, Dietrich, she every month and she won't ever miss.
Right.
But I do thank her every now and then, but I'm probably not as much as I should.
Yeah. So Andrea and I did something a few months ago. She's probably still doing it. I need to go back through and see if anybody has met that criteria yet. But after their third month, after their third order, she sent them those like the houred water bottles off Amazon for like $10. After their third order, she sent them all a water bottle. And like people all over Facebook were like, thank you, Andrea, for this water bottle, like whatever. And so like I sent, it was November or December, I had some girls who hit that third month and I sent them those water bottles and they were so appreciative. And it's like they're ordering off me, you know, like they're blessing me and they're supporting my business. And I sent them a $10 water bottle and I like made their day, you know. And so I think little things like that go a long way. And it doesn't have to be a $10 water bottle. Like you can pick whatever you may think that they want or whatever and send to them. But one lady that orders from me, she raises her granddaughter. And so instead of sending her the water bottle, like I sent her granddaughter like a play makeup set. And so she was like so excited. She was like, she loved it. Thank you. Like she thought it was like part of her Christmas. And I was like, oh yeah, your Plexus girl just sent her some Christmas, you know, like, so I don't know, like if that's something that you all are interested in. And
So Lisa and Cindy are probably going to laugh when I show you this, but
Oh, God.
so I was at Walmart today and I found some water bottles,
yeah,
but they're college
You?
and they say this one says believe in yourself
oh, that's cute.
and they have little times and they're $3.
That's awesome.
So I bought like 6 of them. So
Yeah,
just going to send them out, but those are super cute
yeah, those are
and they
cute.
change colors.
That's good.
They
Oh,
laugh.
And I was just
Amazon,
gonna say,
yeah.
if we have somebody struggling with water or something, Amanda's like, I sent her a water bottle, like will split it or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
but she is the bottle queen.
Yeah,
She's
I
like, what
know.
kind of gift you think we should send? A bottle? And I'm like, no.
that's always my go-to too. So don't worry,
But
Amanda.
she likes it for pictures. She's like, here, you can put your slim in here too.
Yeah.
Post that.
Absolutely.
I think finding like tips and tricks that you can give people, like I have somebody struggling with water intake and I know she's on Amazon all the time. So I screenshot that hourly thing and was like, this is $10 on Amazon. And she's like, I'm
Mhm.
ordering it right now.
Yeah,
I mean, just letting them know that you want them to be successful.
right,
You know, they're just not a product. You
right.
know?
And that's where I'm
I like
like,
to be funny and send gifs and like that you there. Like if they don't respond, then
Yeah.
I'll send that Jim Carrey gif and
yeah.
like I'll at least get a laugh out of it.
No, I mean, I agree. Like, I think all of that is good. And I think too, like this is an issue. I'm putting this into existence right now. I'm manifesting it. If you all want to manifest it with me, this is no longer going to be an issue. Like this is an issue we've had previously that people weren't doing what they were supposed to. They were signing people up. They weren't checking in with them. That stops. And if you're still letting it happen, it stops today. And you tell them, like Lisa did that day, like you do not sign this person up if you're not going to check in with them. Like point blank, you're not. Like you're going to set that expectation with them, right? If you have somebody that wants to share, set them up on a 15-minute Zoom and go over the things with them. Like, when can you work for 10 or 15 minutes? When do you plan to send your messages? What day each week can we sit down and send your follow-ups or your check-ins or whatever, right? Does anybody have anything to add on that? Do you guys feel confident doing that? Does everybody feel okay doing that? Like setting that expectation?
I've had to do that before, so yeah.
And the thing is, like, you're not being bossy, but this is your business, right? And you're the leader. And so sometimes being the leader is kind of being like kind of bossy. Like there's a fine line I feel like you have to walk, but you also have to show them and be able to guide them like with belief and confidence, which sometimes I think comes off as bossy. So
Yeah. I say assertive.
yeah, true. Yeah.
There was a time I would have never done that, but anymore.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of get used to it after a while.
Yeah.
So does anybody have like any ideas that they want to like maybe want to start with or like share that's working for them?
I don't have anything like that, but like I've mentioned, having a couple, like a get together with our newer people that's wanting to share, because I can tell there's several, like Cindy has a girl that she's like, I added her to the brand ambassador page. Like she's watching the videos to go silver. Like she's wanting it, and she gets irritated because people aren't commenting on her post. But I'm like, that's part of the process. You're not going to go gold tonight. But like I feel like she's one that is wanting that interaction with people. She stays at home with the toddler, and then I message another girl. I have a group chat with her, but she private messaged me tonight about her pay solution thing. But anyhow, I said, well, I'm hoping that we can have something, as a team, like the small amount of us or whatever. And she's excited for that. So I think just getting that community back, because I mean, we had the best time at my house for those parties. We didn't do anything, but just talking and laughing. I thought that was great. And it kept everybody wanting to come back to the next one.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And Emily and Jody and myself have talked about doing like at least every other month or once a quarter, like getting together somewhere and like doing more of like a training style thing, just being together and can like this, but in a room together. And so February has just been busy with everything else. So a date didn't really work out for us in February, but I would like to, towards the end of March. That way we can all.
I'll be coming home for a month at the end of March. Be home the whole month of April.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Like I know Cindy does. You sent the cards and stuff, right, at Christmas? Isn't that what you did? I always send everybody a handwritten card, like when they join me.
As long as Nellie Grace doesn't need it.
Yeah, right. As long as the dog doesn't decide to take a huge chunk out of it.
I was going to share something. My
entire back office for Christmas.
Yeah. Did you get responses from that, like Cindy? Did they like that? Did anybody?
A couple people said thank you, but that's it. Yeah. It was like a thank you for your business, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all together as one big card.
Yeah.
So, and then I picked 50 people randomly and sent them all a piece of jewelry, and quite a few of those people said thank you.
Good. Yeah. I just think small gestures like that go a long way. Especially with, like, I say, your influence, you know. Amanda, what were you going, Painter?
I am in the middle of a wellness shot. I'm sorry, I've been like,
No,
kind of
you're
out of
fine.
it. So, like answering lots of questions, which was great, which was what I was going to share. And I know Jody's doing this too, and I'm probably sure many of you do, but I'm just jumping on the bandwagon now of the whole wellness chat thing. But what I'm doing is just anybody that we've had start new, I'm just like, hey, do you have anyone, you know, that you would like to invite? And I'm just hosting it. And then it's just for everybody. It's not like each person has their own, because it's just so much more efficient to do for several people. Just add everybody in there. And I've been going through and like all of my follow-ups, all the people that, you know, I've like had on the fence or talked multiple times about it, and they just haven't, you know, jumped or anything yet. I'm like, this might answer more of your questions. It's hosted by me personally. Oh, look at me waving my hands. I got my steps in just now.
Cheater.
Anyway, 12,000. But so that is working. I'm getting some questions in here now, and I just like that so much better. It's just like, as far as if you're busy and you don't have a ton of time to be doing it all the time, just doing it once is such a good idea.
Yeah. And that makes me think too, if you have like 2 or 3 girls who want to go silver, stick them in a chat together and introduce each other and let them be running partners and let them like cheer each other on. You know what I'm saying? And it could be Lisa's level 1 and Cindy's level 1, but they want to both go silver, like introduce, you know what I'm saying? Introduce them and let them work together, because that builds that community. And I can say that like Leslie did that with Andy and Felindy, and now Andy and Felindy like talk every day and like, you know, and they are running sideline sisters. And so I think that is what is so beneficial, because, you know, Andrea did that with Heather and I. And I know like Emily and Allie have kind of connected. They're kind of in the same spot. And so I feel like if you kind of get people together that are in that same, you know, like area together, and, you know, you've got your silvers and your senior silvers, and you've got your golds, and then the people who are like senior gold, and then you've got like your rubies. And I feel like if we could kind of group them together and let them like really meet each other, and like maybe do a Zoom and let them like say, introduce each other like face to face, I feel like that would go like a long way. What do you guys think about doing something like that?
That's kind of like having an accountability partner in the
Right.
business more than in the products.
Yeah.
I think that's nice.
I know when Amanda and I did our live together, we got a lot, and I think that builds.
That's another thing. Yeah, I'm doing. So like I am doing dual lives. I did one with Joyce last week, but I'm doing one tomorrow. I kind of did like this theme thing for the month of February, like share the love. So just sharing other people's testimony. So I'm going live and I'm having someone come on that has taken the products and had success with them. That's not just like another person that's like you guys. These are people who I've helped. And so I'm doing that to try to build the belief that like, I'm here.
Mhm.
I helped this person. You can trust me, kind of a thing, you know. And tomorrow evening I have a guy coming on, and I'm so excited
That's
to have a
awesome.
guy come on, and he's had amazing results, and I cannot wait to hear his story. So you guys can tune in at 7 p.m. for that.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that idea. I just feel like the community for some people is what really keeps them here. Like some people,
Okay.
yes, need the money, but sometimes like this is friendships and community.
Yeah,
Like, people
money's
like,
not always everything.
Mhm.
Our in-person stuff, as like the sideline sisters, I mean, you know, the ones that have cameras, picture of them, and then I could see them, you know, so like getting to know people is nice too.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Because I mean, like Super Saturday, we sat up there and had a great time.
yeah.
It's like going in and out.
Yeah.
Did you get any of that?
Yeah. We were getting like every 3 or 4 word.
I'm drinking.
Mhm.
It keeps popping up that my connection's unstable. So
I know, I love that message. Yeah, like, and that's what Amanda or Brianne said, you know, like being a stay-at-home mom, like there's not much adult interaction, you know, or even like as a teacher, like you're around kids all day. Like, sometimes you just can't wait for your coworker to walk by and be like, oh my God, like, let me just talk to
Talk
you.
human, adult
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Let me talk to an adult really quick. So really, I was just trying to really like narrow down like what you all thought about more of like the whole connection and like connecting with people. And, you know, I just finished that John Maxwell book about connecting. And it's more on the leadership side, of course. So it's not really like how to connect, but it's more how to connect as like the leader and providing, you know, influence and the credibility as a leader, you know, through your connections. And so it was really, I mean, it was really good. And I've got like a ton of dog ear pages, but it just got me like thinking today when I was getting those messages, like I've got 2 unopened boxes of stuff. And I'm just like, my gosh, like, how does that even happen? How does somebody realize that you've not been taking your products for 2 months now, you know? And then the girl who had 1,200 perks on my team today, the person who signed her is no longer, you know, posting about Plexus. She still takes the products, but like that poor girl's probably been left to like be hung dry, with no support. And so, I apologize to her if she's not gotten the support she needed, along her journey. And so, because I feel like people, like when they join us, they kind of feel alone. If somebody just kind of signs them up and really doesn't do anything, it's kind of lonely. Like the point of this is doing it with people. And that's why I do like the challenges too, and like the weight loss challenges or the fasting challenges or whatever, because I feel like it gets them like more connected, like in a group or whatever, more interaction, I guess, so to say. But just seeing what you all thought and what you all were seeing, if you had something that you were doing that was working, or if you had something to like add to that.
I will say that I think the group messages, like when everybody starts inviting their new person to the group, messages can be overwhelming because you've got some who have been in there for like a month, and then you've got some that's been there for like 2 days. So they're at different levels. And so I think it can be confusing. I actually was scrolling back through messages today because I was like, didn't we have something in December? And I was like, where did that go?
Yeah.
And I said, did she change the name? And I was scrolling and scrolling, and I finally found it. And I was like, oh, there it is. It was a thing. And so I think that's overwhelming. But I like the idea of putting people who are on the same journey together, opposed to just, oh, we signed up somebody new, let's add them to this message.
Yeah.
I think that was really hard.
Yeah, we've tried that the silver star chats for several months, and they just didn't work.
They
And
fizzle out.
I'm just I like to try things more than once before I decide if it like works or not. And so we tried that for 2 or 3 months, and it just did not work. But
Mhm.
Well, and we tried it a lot of different ways too.
Mhm.
yeah, we tried groups, we've tried message chats. Like, I think it needs to be more people who really are invested in like going silver, or we've already set the expectations, like you're going to post, you're going to message, like it's going to take 15 minutes a day. Like, are you in for that? And then it's like, okay, she's added somebody, let's introduce them together, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. And I think that
I
would
could
work
see like
better.
maybe like going back to like the silver and 7 chats where it's
Yeah.
like, this is your post for today, this is your message for today, this is your story for today, and
Yeah.
everything is provided for that 7 days,
Mhm.
Yeah,
like just to get them into the routine of doing it.
right.
But like the whole month long
Yeah.
silver chats where it's just
Yeah.
random people popping in there, giving a post here and there, a message here and there, like there's not enough structure, and it's people that don't really want it.
Right.
I felt
And I
like it
think-
was just all of us who are talking now, just talking in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
like
think
the
what-
chat for the new people, but then again, you tell them, oh, it's easy. All you have to do is share with 3 friends, and then they get off work and they have 600 messages to catch up on. Like, I feel like we have to get them to a point that they're comfortable. Like, if it's my level 1 or level 2, whatever, help them get comfortable making a post, watch them, like let them watch us run a chat. And then when they're comfortable with that, then adding them to something like that, so that they're not like, I have no idea what to even ask. And now I have all these, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's so overwhelming for people. Like the
Yeah.
2 that went.
I feel like
silver
when we
with
did like
me,
the silver and 7, like those were like people who, came out and said like, this is what I want to do. I want to add 3 friends. And it's not like a lot of chit chat in those groups. It's like, here's your post, heart this when you've done it. Like it's not and you set that expectation, like this is not a place to come ask questions, ask your sponsor those questions, or, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just,
I just
this
know,
is the
like
content.
Amy that went silver last month, like I would go in her chat with you guys in it and say, okay, let's post this today. Grab your picture. You know what I mean? Like, she felt more comfortable doing that, as to like, if we all have the same friends, like her and her level 1 both went silver last month. So if they're posting the same post, their same friends are seeing it. So I feel like they're like, oh, this is network marketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's more, Amy's got 5 kids and Jesse has 2. So like, I feel like it's more like I give everybody a different message. I'm like, what are you loving on your products? And then I type it up for them so that it's not You know what I mean? Like generic or whatever you want to call it.
And I think that's too something that you have to teach them too. Like, this may be a post that I'm giving you, but like I need you to like totally like not totally redo it, but I need you to like change it so it's words that it sounds like you. And
Yeah.
it needs to be like a genuine, like, this is how I talk, this is what I'm seeing. And so I like, when I give somebody a message, I'm like, does that sound like you? Like, is this something that you would say? And then I'm like, okay, so let's fix it. Like, if not, because
Yeah.
like I say y'all, they may not say that. So like when I type it up, I may put the y'all in there, but I'm like, if you don't say that, like take it out. Like the one girl the other day, she was like, well, I call everybody babe. I'm like, well, if you want to send, hey babe, send it. Like I call everybody by their name. You do you, right? People know when it's legit or not.
Yeah.
And so
But
I,
I've said that to people and then they like screenshot the message and post that. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
yeah,
I've had,
They're further gone than me on social media.
yeah. Some people you have to be like, this is what you have to do.
Yeah. Like I like screenshot mine and circle things and I'm like,
Yeah.
this button and then here, this is how you do a poll. Like literally, that's how my people are.
Yeah, some people are for sure like that. But I just really wanted to like see what your all's thoughts were on the whole like connection and the community and seeing what we could do to increase that. Because like I said, I feel like that's really what keeps people here. Like, if I put, my Brittany in with, Emily's girl who's going silver or whatever, and then the four of us are in there working together, I feel like that kind of builds that camaraderie, and they're
Mhm.
seeing how Emily talks and they're seeing how I talk, and then they're learning from each other. Because I know that's it's kind of what happened with Andy and Felindy. Leslie put them in the chat together. We started talking, then they started asking each other questions. And so it just kind of builds that. I feel like that community, and then you get close with somebody. And I feel like that helps a lot. Like Nikki Atkins and I know you guys probably know her, used to be really close. And we used to work really close and really well together. So, and we're, you go in different stages of your business, but, at the time we were really close. We were at the same almost point levels. We were having a lot of the same struggles. And so we worked really close together. So I feel like when you find that person, I feel like that makes a huge difference too. But I just really want to make sure that the people who are adding people are having that expectation set from now on, and that it is clear that if you're going to be adding people, like you're going to be taking care of them, right? You're earning the check, you're going to be taking care of them. I will help you, right? I'm always here to help, but you're going to be doing it.
And it's
What
so
about
hard.
VIPs that just share their referral? Just to get like money back in product credit, but doesn't necessarily want to do the business.
Then
Are they responsible or are we responsible?
You're responsible because that will be your level 1.
Okay.
Yep. If they don't
wasn't
start
sure.
over, yeah.
If they stay as a VIP and they choose the product credit and not switch over to a brand ambassador, then the person that signed up with their referral link becomes your level 1.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. And even if they sign up as a brand ambassador, that's when you put that person and your person in the 3-way, and then you can help take care of them that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I've been going like to the ones that want the business. I'll go to their chat and say, listen, in my calendar today, I have Jill, you need to do a weekly check-in with her, make sure she's like, I'm like, don't just say, how are you doing?
Right.
Like I'll tell it, well, then she'll pop right over there and ask like all of her people.
Right.
So I'm like, it's a lot easier for me to do that. It's hard because I want to jump in all those chats and get it
Right.
done. But I'm like, okay, here you go. Jump in here. Today's the day.
Right.
At least like Cause I mean, it's in my calendar because I'm not gonna let it slide,
Right,
even if she didn't write it down, but I'm like, here you go, you need to go check in on them.
right.
And if she knows I'm there, if they're having issues or whatever, then I'll pipe in and say, you need to do this or that and whatever, but that seems to work really well.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'll say, if you don't know something, jump back in your chat with me and just say, what do you think on this? And then you look like the intelligent one when you jump back in their chat and you're like, okay, let's increase your water or change this. So
Right,
that way they're building their confidence, even though they're like, I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm like, well, you're learning right now. So they have
Right.
no idea that you don't know. So don't say, oh, I don't know. Let me ask Lisa.
right. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I agree. Like teaching them like where the 10-point check-in system is and what to say, like instead of doing it for them, I think is big. For sure. I think we handicap people too much.
Mhm.
We're just too caring.
Or I'm a big one to do it myself because then I know it gets done.
Yeah, I know. I'm that way too. I'm that type A. I'd rather just do it myself because it's faster
Hmm.
and it's more efficient and it wastes less of my time.
Yep, same way.
So, because when I think of something, my schedule is so like, I say crazy and busy. Like when I think
And
of
then it
something,
takes
like,
more of your time because you're doing everything for everybody else.
yeah.
Well,
So,
if I don't do it when I'm thinking about it either, I forget.
yeah,
I
it has
know
to be
about it
written
later.
down. Has to be written down. But I'm very, very bad. Like if I want something done, like I want it done like right now, because that's like just the urgent personality in me.
somebody taught me there's no plexus emergency there.
There's not. Yeah, there's not.
I don't know if anybody on here remembers ever saying that,
I
but
wonder who that was, huh?
yeah.
Oh, I say that
But
all
that's
the
why I'm
time.
like,
No.
okay, I'll give you till the end of the night, and then I'm going to jump back in your chat and say, listen, I haven't seen you talk to Jill today, like,
Yeah,
because you gotta draw the line somewhere. And I mean, it's just like so many people not wanting to take care of their people, or
right.
they were doing great and then they quit. So
Yep. And that's what I'm seeing like team wide. Is that right there? Like they were doing so well, and then it's like all of a sudden they're gone. And I want more leaders on my team, not more people who are just hanging around, like as Andrea calls them, lurkers. Like we don't want lurkers. Like, I don't want a bunch of lurkers just hanging out.
It's creepy.
Yeah, that is creepy. I want more leaders. You want more leaders.
Mhm.
So that's all I've
I
been.
will say in that Diamond Sprint that I'm in, she's making us voice message everything. Because she says they're curious as to what you're saying. So they have to listen to that to see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
been interesting. But I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Like I sound like a hill jack, delete, redo.
No, I don't even like.
But she's like, just
listen.
send it. It doesn't matter what you sound like.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I
yesterday,
do.
she's like, send it, and I want 3 no's. And I'm like, what the crap? So
Yeah, I just.
I
send it.
like my initial reach out to be typed. And then after that, I usually switch to voice messages.
it's
Right.
easier to voice message because you can just knock them out like crazy.
Mhm.
And then they can feel like, your emotion in it and stuff versus taking it wrong or being like, what, you think I'm fat? You think that's why I need the product? Because everybody thinks it's just weight loss, And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I started to poop. Okay. That's what, do you poop? That's what I want to know. So I
Yeah.
feel like if I'm laughing, then it's a lot easier for them to respond to.
Yeah. And everybody finds their way, what works for them. And that's what's the best thing about this is everybody doesn't have to do it this, my way or, the way I do it. But that's just where my thoughts were the past few days, is just like really connecting with the team. Like I don't want to feel disconnected from anybody or from anybody's team. And I don't want you all to feel disconnected from like, a leg of the team or however it may be. So been thinking about that and how to make sure all of these people are really taken care of. And I think sometimes it just goes down to having a hard conversation. Like I've got a leader who like needs to have a hard conversation like ASAP with somebody who is almost gold, but literally does not know how to make a good product recommendation, does not know how to like follow up, does not check her perks. And I'm just like, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen over here on my watch. She's not going to go gold, not checking her perks, not checking in on her people. Like she had a return the other day and she had no clue that the lady had even returned. Like that's not okay. So, and I think sometimes like we just keep letting things like slide and we let it slide and we're like, oh, okay, like we'll fix it later. And like things just get worse that way, you know, and I don't think they get any better. It actually just gets worse.
Mhm.
So I think sometimes it's just the hard conversation needs to be had. So don't be afraid to have a hard conversation with somebody, because that is also your team and you truly want the best for them when you see them doing those things. Like I feel like a hard conversation kind of like opens their eyes a little bit to like
Yeah.
maybe they have been slacking, or maybe they don't realize that they needed to be checking perks. Like, does she even know that she needs to be checking perks? I don't know, you know? So anyways, that's just what I've been like running into lately. And so like, I'd like to like nip it in the bud real quick. So I thought that was like perfect topic conversation for this evening.
Mhm.
So you all can pick, like if that's something that you want to do and you have a new ambassador who hits their 3rd month order, like and it processes and they don't return and you want to send them a $5 or $10 water bottle or a, you know, I don't know, I'm not creative. Like you want to send them whatever you think they may like
A
send them.
Starbucks scanner.
Yeah, there you go.
That's easy.
$5,
They don't have to like, go
$10.
anywhere.
Yeah. $10 Starbucks gift card, whatever it is, send them something, right? To thank them. I think that will go far. And then I really would like to maybe get some chats going with some people who are really interested in doing things, and getting them more connected to other leaders on the team. It doesn't have to be their direct upline. It can be a sideline. So I think we work best when we do those types of things.
Mhm. Me too.
So those are just my thoughts, and you all can take it or leave it or whatever. But that's what I think is really working elsewhere. When you see teams who are really moving and grooving, Jennifer Cobb and her team, they've already swept this quarter contest. Like they're done. It's swept, done. And that was even before commissions posted. And so Andrea was talking to Jennifer the other day, and it's like, really, like there's no BS on that team. Like you either show up and you do the things, or like you're booted out of the like the chat threads. Like, and it's like there's no drama. You submit your morning rounds, you do your shiz, like, and you do it like you're supposed to do it, or they don't mess with you. And so like I don't want to be like the like Nazi army leader or anything. But like, I want to be like doing this with a team who wants to be here and like wants to do the things, right? Like, that's what I want. I want you all to be here. I want you to be consistent and showing up and doing the things. So just like hearing some things that they were doing, you know, we've already adopted kind of like their morning meetings and their morning rounds and things like that. So we already do those things, but it's just being more consistent and I think more intense with
That's
what we're already doing. Like, I think that's really like the missing key. Like we're doing a lot of the things, we're learning like our weaknesses and we're really working on those things. But I think to kick up the intensity a little bit. And I don't know what that looks like for everybody because it's going to be different for everybody. So like that may look different for you. But I think a lot of it is our team plays small. And I think we have a lot of limiting beliefs and I think we're doing great with like working on the mindset and the personal development. And I think that will take us way farther than anything else will. it is 100% mindset, 100% mindset and mental game here. So the personal development and stuff will take you further than anything. But I think we kind of play small a little bit, like, and we don't like really like, I don't know. So find some deeper whys and some more work on your confidence and your belief in the products, your belief in the opportunity, like your income, like those types of things. And really be working, like connecting with higher quality people, you know, like I keep going back to that red flag thing, like, can I cancel this in 60 days? Like, can I, is there an auto shipment? Do I have to have the auto shipment on? Like,
When people say stuff like that, I'm just like, look, I'm going to go
Right.
ahead and tell you now, if you're not committed to doing this for long term, you're going to waste your money and we're not even going to go forward.
yeah,
Like, I just tell them.
yeah, yeah. That's what I told Andy to tell her girl the other day. It's like she'll order a month and then she won't order and then she'll order. And I'm like, just tell her like she is legit wasting her money because she's not consistent. So she quit. But like, who wants that?
Yeah.
Like, who wants that on their team? You know, like that's not the team I want. You know, I want people who want to be here, who want their products every single month and see the value in their products, you know. But anyways, does anybody else have anything to add on this whole connection or any suggestions that we can work on as a team to improve it?
I mean, I really like what I'm doing. I don't know if, I mean, I'd like feedback from you guys on this like dual live thing. You know, I kind of think it would be a fun thing for the whole team to do, you know, like share each other's stories. I mean, I know like we've random done it here or there, but and then we used to have like where you do your testimony for everybody's like wellness event or whatever. But like if we just had like, you know, we all did it like on a Thursday night or something or whatever night, you know, I don't know. Is that something like that you think is useful? I mean, because mine and Joyce's video, I mean, it had like 200 and some views the last time I checked. And it's like, maybe we haven't gotten any feedback from it, but 200 and some people saw that video.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can't wait for tomorrow's because I'm so thankful to finally have a guy's perspective and for someone to be open about it, you know, and tell his story. And I'm looking to. Okay. But just to have a guy's opinion and see how many people we can attract that way through having a different perspective.
Yeah. No, I like it. And I think anything that gets you in front of people is a good thing. Like, no matter what it is, whether it's you talking in stories, whether you're making reels, maybe you're going live, like whatever it is that gets your voice and your face in front of people, I think is amazing because they hear it's a difference, right? You can post all day long, but when they hear the passion and they hear your confidence and they hear your belief, it's totally different. So I think testimonies are amazing because that's what hooks people. People don't buy products, people buy a solution for their problem and they buy a pain point that you've hit. So like if you're not addressing pain points, right? You're not talking about the mom who can't get out of bed because she's aching so bad, or the mom who's exhausted, so she comes home and naps instead of spending time with her kids. You know, you got to hit the pain points. So I think the pain points are really what makes a huge difference in your selling. So, but I like that part. I like the testimonies. I like the live videos. I love the wellness chats. Like, I love all the things. I think it's just, like I said, like going deeper, like, and really connecting with these people who want to share, like, and getting on Zooms with them and say, hey, like, when do you have time tomorrow when do you plan to sit down and work for 15 minutes tomorrow? Okay, great. I'm free at 5 o'clock too. Let's work for 15 minutes. and 5 o'clock may not be the best time for you, but it's 15 minutes. Like, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it. Like, nobody's going to die. I promise. Nobody will die. Your kids may get hurt, but they won't die. So just find the time to be connected with those people. And so if they're wanting to share, get them on a Zoom and connect with them and help them. Show them where the guides are in Rise Up Village, where all those example posts are. Show them how to save posts on their Facebook, when they see a post that they like or whatever. I think those types of things really go a long way, because if not, they're kind of like Plexus babies out there in the world, and they get on Pinterest and they're like, oh, look, a Plexus graphic from 2007. Let's share it. And like, where did you find that? Why did you find that? Right? It's because I didn't show you where the guides are. I didn't show you how to find a good picture. Right? So anyways, Andrea saw my girl share a picture the other day with a filter, and she's like, oh Lord, like, go tell her how to take a good picture and post. It's the little things, right? Sometimes that just make a huge difference. So don't be afraid to like guide them and like correct them with some constructive criticism, right? So, but anyways, so if you guys want to create some chats with silvers, and do like a silver, like in 7, and they don't all have to use the same post, they can go find their own post in the guides and Rise Up Village, or find a testimony in Rooted in Health that they connect with or whatever. We can do that.
Did you know there's that? So, oh my gosh, I'm having a stroke. Silver in 7 in that brand ambassador page
Yes, I did see
that the
that.
Jules are sharing,
Yeah.
because like in that other chat thread that she said to like invite them and say, let's watch this together,
Yes.
so that they're not alone. Like, what am
Right.
I doing? And it's,
Right.
right there on the page for anybody. Because I
Right.
know that Cindy's girl, she's like, I'm going to get in there and just go through that whole page. And I said, there's a silver in 7, go start there and watch those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I think
I've
that,
never really paid any attention to that page. And then I got on there one day and I was like, oh, they have all
Yeah.
kind of information.
yeah, there is a ton of stuff in that page. Can be a little overwhelming at times, but there's a lot that goes on in there. It's good stuff. But I think anything like that, and saying, let's do this together, like, let's hop on a Zoom really quick and let's watch this video and talk about it, or let's hop on a Zoom and let's send our 5 messages together and make our post or whatever. Like, I think little things like that make a huge difference. So anyways, but thank you guys for hopping on here. And if you guys think of more suggestions or something comes to mind when you go to take a shower or lay down, because I know that's usually what happens to me. I'm like, oh, thought of it. Just pop it in the chat and we can talk about it, because I am ready to take this to the next level, and I can't take it to the next level just sitting around here, just dilly-dallying, twisting my thumbs, right? So it's time to like get in the trenches. My muck boots are on and ready to get in the trenches, right? So that's what we do as leaders. So whatever needs to happen, like, I'm here to make it happen. That's the kind of attitude that I have right now. So if I miss bedtime 4 or 5 nights a week, I'm okay with it right now, because that's where I'm at. So wherever you all are needing something, just speak up, because you have enough leaders surrounding you that we can make it happen, right? It doesn't have to be your direct upline. We're #1 Plexus for a reason. So anyways, this is all I have. Again, if you guys think of something, let me know. If you guys want to come up with something that you guys want to send them for their like 3rd month order, or even like a handwritten card. You don't even have to spend money. I think even that is enough to say thank you, So if that's something that you guys want to do, let me know and we can go in together or whatever it may be. So that's all I have. Thank you guys for hopping on. Hopefully they're useful and they're not just wasting your time.